Hello, everyone. This is Karen Ranzi at Feel Fabulous with Food, and I have a powerful healing story for you today. This is Brooke Riffell. Welcome, Brooke. I am so happy to have you on my YouTube channel, Feel Fabulous with Food, and to have people hear about your story, the challenges that you experienced, and what brought you to a healthy, whole food, raw vegan lifestyle. If you could just start off by telling us what your challenges were.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a real honor to be here. I had ran into some leaky gut issues, and that was actually about 6 years ago. And I've been trying to dig out of a hole, getting my gut healed up and having autoimmune issues. And, I kind of went the mainstream way, did keto, autoimmune paleo. I just was not making the progress that I would have liked to have seen. I mean, there were improvements, but yet then it's like backsliding. I was eating healthy, gaining weight, even though I was probably healthier than most in my eating. And,
But you were gaining weight on an animal-based diet.
yes. Yeah. Just slowly. I had lost
You
100
lost.
pounds. I lost 100 pounds, but then it was like and I kept that off for a long time. And then it just started trending upwards. I was just gaining a little bit. And that before I knew it, over a couple of years, I put 40 pounds back on. I was still eating very healthy. I hadn't went back to my old ways and continued to gain. I was just trending upwards, and it's like I was, hard to make a fist. I mean, it was like all these autoimmune issues. My A1C was up, even though it's like I don't eat any processed sugar, just all kinds of issues and stuff. And then I realized I was being led to go vegan. And so a year ago, February, I went vegan for my health originally. Now I'm more, for the animals. So true definition of veganism. So I was having autoimmune issues, and I just wasn't getting them under control. So then, I begrudgingly went vegan and realized that I was being led to do a juice fast. So I was high raw last year. And then I did a little bit of juicing. And then at the end of the year, I jumped in and I completed a 108-day juice fast.
Wow.
Very, very long undertaking.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. And so then have been raw ever since, and things have improved dramatically. Of course, did my 8-week coaching with you, which really helped with the refeeding. We saw the improvement in the A1C. My white blood cells had been off. I mean, my cell counts had been way off too. That was another one of the health challenges in going in and doing this. It's like she wanted to send me to a hematologist, and it's like there's no way I'm going to a hematologist. It's like I'm not jumping in and doing that. I knew where things were leading, and it's like I didn't want to go down that path. So that's why I chose to go with the nutritional route and with the raw food. I just felt like that was, I could correct a lot. Now my cell counts are not completely normal, but things have improved dramatically.
Did you lose a significant amount of weight following the juice fast?
Yeah, I've lost about 35 pounds. I'm back down to just about where I was initially, where I had lost all that weight. And now it's maintaining. And I feel like now my relationship with food is, I don't like the word normal, but it feels like this is what a relationship with food is supposed to be. I eat because I need nutrition. I'm not driven by cravings. All of that is gone. It's like, something sounds good, but it's not this abnormal drive to, just keep going back or gorge on it, because, we can eat as much fruit as we want, as long as it's not a high fat fruit. But it's just been phenomenal. Thyroid is normal now. I'm off of the thyroid medicine. It's just amazing, what we can do with nutrition.
Yeah, most people don't believe how miraculous it can be to go to a whole, fresh, plant food way of eating. I mean, to be descriptive, that's really what it is. And it's very simple and enjoyable and delicious as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
feel fantastic. I mean, my energy, everything. It's sleep has improved. Digestion is improving. It's like when I came off the fast and the refeed, I haven't been able to digest everything immediately, but I can tell things are improving. I did send off to Ombre Lab for my microbiome test, which it tells you, it told me that there weren't any bad bacterias. And then it told me where I was lacking. And then it also gives food recommendations on what you should and shouldn't eat to build that bacteria back up. And so,
Excellent.
yeah, so I'm working on that. So it's like, that is a real handy tool. It's not super expensive. I think it was $90, something like that. And you send a little stool sample and then they send it back to you and give you the recommendations and to help rebuild that microbiome after you do such a long juice fast.
Great. And
Yeah.
so you lost a significant amount of weight. You said about 35 pounds.
Hmm.
And you healed your thyroid. You got off medication.
Yep.
You gained energy,
Yeah.
right? Your A1C markers, that are markers for diabetes,
Yeah.
came down
Yeah. On fruit.
on fruit.
On fruit.
You healed
Yeah.
on fruit, which
Right.
most people are shocked, on fruit.
Right. Right.
And your insomnia just vanished.
Yeah, it's improved. I still sometimes it's not perfect, but it is so, my gosh, it's night and day difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
night and day. Yeah, it's much, much better. Yeah, and I don't do any
incredible.
no caffeine. So it's like lots of energy, no caffeine.
Right. And I know that when you came to me, that you had finished your juice cleanse, and it was quite a long juice cleanse.
Right.
And so you were having some digestive issues, just getting back into adding fiber in,
Yes.
because you weren't used to fiber all those weeks that you were doing the juice cleanse. And so your digestion, how is your digestion doing now?
It's improving all the time. It's like, and sometimes I'll try something, it's like, well, it doesn't set. So then I'll just revisit it. It's like hold off, not eat it for a while, and then try it again. Yeah, and you helped me with the food combining. I just wasn't informed on food combining. Had never paid attention to that before and realized, especially not to do the fats with the fruit. That's what's going to jack up your A1C, and things like that, and things that just don't digest well together. In observation, watching people, it's like, ooh, that's not a good combo, or realizing not to do fruit in the evening because that's going to keep you up. That gives you the energy.
Absolutely, giving you
Yeah,
all that energy at night. And then people wonder
right,
why they're not sleeping.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
And
great. That once you realized what was happening in the animal cruelty business, that you were very struck by that when you came to me. Can you just tell me a bit about where you're at now with those really intense feelings of pain for what was happening to the animals that is completely hidden from the public?
yeah, yeah. During I think it was during the juice fast, I'd watched a documentary, Earthlings. Very graphic. If there's gentler or more gentle
It's hard to
documentaries out
watch.
there. Yes, it's extremely difficult to watch. However, if somebody has not watched it, just know that it is pretty graphic, but it is a true picture of the horrors. We just aren't aware of the horrors that are going on in the industries, how horrendous it really is. And I found myself grieving so hard for the animals, for the exploitation. We are just so uninformed, and we're told that this is what we're supposed to do from the time that we're, little. And so we just do it. We put it, it's like I knew to a certain extent, kinda, but you put it out of your mind what you're eating
We're
because
very
it's,
indoctrinated from early
yeah,
in life.
yes, exactly. And so I found, yeah, when we started, I just cry and cry, and it's like and of course I can still be triggered. But I have found healing in actually visiting the farm sanctuaries. I actually did get to do cow hug therapy, which was fantastic. Oh my gosh, the cows, it's like, oh, I'm just in love. Just in
Oh,
love. Yeah.
They're so
So
beautiful.
yeah, so I have gone to several big sanctuaries that have like the cows and the pigs and that type of thing. But I've also found a micro farm sanctuary half an hour from home. She has goats, some handicapped goats in carts, chickens, horses, um, and I volunteer some time. It's like giving. It's my way of giving back. It's like I can't undo, what I unknowingly did in consuming, but it's a way to kind of transcend that and provide healing.
It's by
And
doing something positive for the
yeah,
animals
yeah,
that
and
you are helping them and you are speaking for them and for their voice.
yeah, absolutely. And I donate a little bit as I can. I usually take some vegan dog treats to them. The goats love them, and
Yeah.
I've got some stuff from the garden that I'm actually going tonight to volunteer again. And yeah, it's very healing to be around the animals. And really, if anybody has not visited a sanctuary, go visit the animals. If you're struggling with giving up the animal products, go interact with them so that you see that they are absolutely no different than your cat or your dog. They are identical. There is no difference, only the conditioning in our mind.
Yes.
And that
Thank
has been
you.
so healing. You're welcome.
Yeah, that is very, very healing. And that's a great recommendation for those who are listening, who are beginning to learn about what's really happening to animals in slaughterhouses, factory farms, and even in places where we think that animals are being humanely raised for meat and animal food. Um,
Yeah, allow that cognitive dissonance to come down and really take an honest look at it. It's difficult to face, but when we allow ourselves to really see that, because you can't put humane and kill in the same sentence. Because if it was us
doesn't go
strung up there,
together.
yeah, if we were strung up there and they said, well, we're going to humanely kill you, it's like you're still going to fight till your last breath, because there is no humane killing. And so if we we have to be willing to allow ourselves to look at that. And then when you see that, then if you're struggling, because, it's like our microbiome will drive us to continue to want that stuff, because they got to eat too. We can keep that in mind to really, give up the animal products, because it is powerful. The cravings are powerful and stuff. But when you think of it in that terms, it will make a difference so that you
Yeah.
can continue.
And just like you, when people start to make a transition to plant foods, they will see healing, just like you have,
Oh,
this
absolutely.
powerful healing that you've had on so many levels, for weight, for energy, for your thyroid, for your A1C markers coming down, and just your overall outlook on life, and understanding what's happening out there in the animal world. It all comes together, and those cravings will start to lead to eating more natural foods,
Yeah.
and that will, your taste buds will change. And so that's
Yeah.
what's happening to you, and that can happen for others as well.
Yeah, it's amazing how much the
Yes.
taste buds change. And then I'm out, I was at my mom's the other day. I'm foraging for dandelion greens, and it's like, I asked my mom, I said, did you ever think in your lifetime you'd see me out foraging for dandelion greens?
That's
She's like,
great.
oh, especially, it's like I was 100 pounds overweight for, 20 plus years, it's like till into my 40s. And, so it's like, yeah, never thought we would
How
ever
much
see
weight
that.
did you lose altogether?
100 pounds.
100 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, I was 100 pounds overweight for well over, most of, my 20s, 30s. I think I really started making changes when I was about 40,
And
was
did
when
you
I
lose
started.
most of it after the juice cleanse, or was it a combination of the juice cleanse and then moving to raw food? But or you did lose some weight early on.
Yeah, when I originally made changes, I went organic like 15 years ago, and I'd lost weight, but then it was like 6, 7 years ago, that was when my weight started trending upwards of that 40 slow burn, that slow gain of that 40 pounds. With the autoimmune issues, that's where I just gained. And it didn't matter what I was doing. It just was not coming off. The A1C was sticking. You know, we tried some supplements. She wanted to put me on metformin. And it's like, I'm not going on metformin. You know, it was in that pre-diabetic range, you know, that they get uptight about, even though for years that was acceptable. And then they tightened up the standard and then they prescribed more medicine. And I'm like, I'm not going on it. We were watching it. And it was just staying in that range. It would not budge. And it wasn't until I went raw or high raw, started doing juicing, eating more fruit. And then I was in the juice fast. It actually was up a little bit, but right after I came off the juice fast, I was refeeding with a bunch of fruit. It dropped like from 5.7 down to 4.9. And it had been in that 5.6 to like 6.1, totally pre-diabetic, what they call, and totally dropped on fruit and raw food. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So cool. So cool. Well, thank you so much, Brooke. This is wonderful information for people to know. And I am just excited to have had the opportunity to work with you. You're so motivated and we're fully accountable to seeing the changes that you wanted to see. I want to thank everybody who joined us today. If you're interested in joining my free Facebook on plant foods, weight loss, hormonal and gut health, the link for that is in the description below. I do regular Facebook Lives. You can ask questions. There's a freebie in there called the Hormone Boost Plan. So feel free to click on that link. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you so much, Brooke.
Yes, thank you, Karen.